Ain't nothing wrong with you, just remember you're special. Feeling hopeless and alone, just remember there's always God there to be there to help you. Put in effort, make mistakes, no one on this earth is perfect. Trial and tribulations both in life are guaranteed, but in the end it's all worth it. I'm hoping and I'm praying this is something relatable and the words are beneficial when someone out there can understand what I'm saying. Mind, muscle, motivation. Let's stop playing. Share it with the nation. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We back. Mind, muscle, spirit, motivation. Thank you for coming across this channel. Before you stop, scroll. Don't stop listening. Your boy's about to talk about relationships today. We're going to mix it up a little bit. This is a subject I didn't think I would ever bring up, but I got a lot to say on the subject matter because of what I see, because of what I've experienced. So we're going to get into it. Make sure you like, subscribe, share. Y'all thought I didn't know what I was going to talk about just now, huh? Yeah. You got to stay with me to the very end. Listen, I'm all about motivating the mind, the muscle, and the spirit, and I'm trying to dissect every one of those things. So tune in, see if you like it, see if you can apply the suggestions that I try to make for the subjects that I bring up. Again, today, relationships. You know what? It's no wonder relationships aren't working in this day and age. It's no surprise because we aren't working for the relationship to actually last. We have way too much access to up and leave. We have way too much information that's been given to us about what relationships are supposed to be. We have way too much people talking. We have way too much things that we're listening to. We have way too much distractions. Lord have mercy. So, it's no surprise that relationships aren't working. You know, when I come across people who have relationships that have lasted 30 plus years, first off, there was no internet. There were no cell phones. Basically, there wasn't as much distractions, and it was your traditional relationship. The guy would ask the girl out. It wasn't over social media. It wasn't over the phone. And if you had to end the relationship, you did it in person. You didn't ghost that other person and just up and leave. And then next thing you know, you're on social media, seeing them hugged up with somebody else. So a lot has changed. A lot has changed. I want to bring up men actually approaching a female. I've heard through other podcasts, I've heard through other people how a lot of females, they want guys to actually approach them. And it's not like that anymore. You know, all we got to do is pull up the phone, get in the DMs, and just like that. But for us guys, in our defense, females may not like that, but they're always responding. So I mean, it can't be too bad if the female's actually responding to the DM. Of course, always depending on who it is, and that's the thing. I'm not trying to have no debate, but it's really funny how females will complain about that, but depending on who it is, they will respond. And if it's not someone who meets up to the standards, and then it will be brought up how you need to approach me in person. That is the thing. We're not being authentic. If you really don't like a person, tell them. There's too much entertaining. There's too much entertainment. There's too much validation that's needed from both sides. I'm not talking about just females. We are entertaining what we want from other people to get into the relationship that we truly want to be in. And that is, that irks me. That makes me cringe because I can't talk for the females. I can only talk for the guys and the guys that I'm around. But there's entirely way too many guys out here that's being entertained by females that they want, but the female doesn't want anything to do with them. They're going to them for that validation, for that ego boost, for the confidence to approach the guy that they really like. So the guy that they are entertaining, they're only entertaining them because that guy that likes them is telling her what she wants to hear. So really, he's just boosting her up and giving her confidence to go towards that guy that she really likes. And I'm pretty sure it works both ways. So, but I mean, it's just, it's a shame. I always use that word, but that's just what it is. It's a shame. There's too much validation that's needed. And when that validation isn't needed in the relationship, we can easily get on our phone and get it from somebody else. That's why I say we're not putting in work to make the relationship work. And a lot of people are settling. I hate it. But a lot of people are thinking about their children and how they just need to stay in a relationship for the child. And studies have shown that child or the children that is in the relationship that the parents are just settling for, I mean, they tend to be a little messed up more than the child that has the parents who went their separate ways, because they're the ones that have to go home to all the arguing, the nonstop arguing, the nonstop back and forth, the toxic, just unhappy home. They have to go to school and then come home to all that mess. I mean, how bad is it that the child gets up and is ready to go to school because they don't want to be at home? Because at home, it's just constant arguing. So they can have a great day at school, then have to go home and already know what to expect. Already know that the mom is going to be as peaceful as she can, to only have the dad come home bringing up a storm, whether it's a bad day at work or it's just bills, it's just unagreements, and of course it's infidelity. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. That sums it up. So settling for the child really only makes that person stay in the relationship while drifting off doing things on the side, instead of just it's too much it's not discouragement, but there's not enough courage in people nowadays to just leave the relationship, to just tell the person that they don't want to be in the relationship anymore. And I want you to think about this. I'm not advocating cheating, but just think about this. If that man or that woman is cheating all the time, what is it that you're doing wrong? Instead of thinking that they're wrong so much. Because I truly believe that, again, I'm not advocating cheating. I probably shouldn't have even said what I said. Golly. But, oh, man. Leave your comments. I want to hear them. But I believe that you can love a person while still doing stuff that you have no business doing. Look, I've been around it, okay? So just stay with me until I finish. I believe that you can do both. I believe that a relationship is supposed to be 50-50, right? I believe you're supposed to be a full-time parent just like you're a full-time worker. This is from experience. This is not my doing, damn it. This is from experience, okay? I believe that when everything is on one person, in their mind, they can do what they want to do. And I believe that some men, again, this is just from me seeing it. I don't believe that a woman should be a housewife, okay? I don't believe that, because men who let the woman do that, pay the bills, do all this and do all that, what happens when that man loses a job that is supporting the both of them and the children? What then happens? Here comes a little one. They're going to argue, right? They're going to clash heads, right? And most importantly, they're going to be in a very difficult situation. Close the door, buddy. Okay. So, I just think it's a bad thing to do. I think a lot of women shouldn't settle for that. Even if it is what they want, they got to be careful who they want it with. Let me say that instead. And another thing, even for the female, a man shouldn't want to be a house husband, because again, a woman is going to have it in her mind when things aren't going good that they can work, do all that, and then have a little bit of pleasure, secret pleasure on the side. I just don't think it's something that people should have. And again, of course, you got to be careful. And another thing, think about this. If you are in a relationship where you may have met the woman, say you're in a relationship and the woman you got with at a party or a club, and you already know she has that type of lifestyle. She goes out, she likes to drink, she likes to smoke, she likes to do what she does. You can't then ask that woman to stop doing that because you're in a relationship with them. You got to be able to understand who you're with. So if you don't approve of that type of lifestyle in a relationship, don't find a woman who has that type of lifestyle. Don't try to build a relationship with that type of person, because that's what you're going to get. That's what you're going to have to deal with. So I think we got to be very careful. We got to approach relationship with discretion. And another thing, there's so many things, but another thing that I can think of right away, again and again through experience, unfortunately, my lips are dry, it's windy over here, so y'all mind your business. But if you're trying to get into a relationship with a female that you know still has feelings for someone else, and you can know through social media. I can't speak back then how you could know, but you can know now through social media. Say the person leaves the relationship and you then see them with the person that they were previously with. What does that tell you? I hate it because people think they're so innocent because they leave the relationship to go back to the person they were with to see if it'll change, and then they want to take their ass back to the person that wanted them in the first place. Nah. Y'all, look, I don't judge, and I don't like to call people out for their actions and what they do, but this rubs me the wrong way. Obviously, you see me getting intense, you see me feeling some type of way, because it happened to me a lot. But I don't care how bad you want a person. If they're doing that to you, understand that it's a toxic person and they're going to make you toxic for it. I don't care how loyal and how faithful you are. That is a type of lifestyle that is going to mess up your head. And it might mess up your head forever, because you're going to have some type of grudge towards that person when they want to then have all the feelings in the world towards you. You're allowing them to go back and forth, and you're allowing them to manipulate you into thinking that they are the innocent one, because they're not cheating. They're ending the relationship to do what they want. And even when they do that, you're moving on, right? But when you start to move on, that's when they want to come back. That is absolute toxicity. I don't know if I said that, but that's what it is in the utmost way. So you gotta end it. I don't care how attractive they are. I don't care what they're able to give you in any way, shape, or form. You gotta let them move on. You gotta let them go to that person and lose you. You gotta let them take that L, and you gotta move on. So let me go ahead and get off that subject because I'll be talking about this all day. But that is something that occurs in relationships, and you just have unbalance. Like I said, even if, let me finish it off with this, even if that person starts to have feelings for you and they realize that they really want you and that that person that they were leaving you for is not going to change, they got to take that L and you got to move on and leave them alone, and you have to move on. Ultimately, you just have to move on. So you see, there's so much bad things that can occur leading up to a relationship. And I'm telling you, if you have to go through all that to then have a long lasting, forever happy relationship, it's not going to be that, because there's unbalance to start it off with. And then you pretty much settle. You think that that's what has to happen in order to have a truly happy, genuine relationship. And like I said, it's a shame. And I think if you had to go through that to have the relationship that you're in, you should probably just start all over. You should probably just start all over. How can you start all over when you're with kids and you're how could you start all over when you're with kids and you're probably married and you have a house? I don't know, but that's the only answer. I mean, you can't, I guess you can leave, but I mean, if you want to make things right, if you want to have that traditional relationship where you have the you have the dates and you have all that good stuff. I mean, what can you do? I mean, really, because by that time, you should have some type of feelings toward that for that person. So, I mean, really, what can you do? So that's what I'm saying. A relationship takes work. A relationship is work. I mean, you're gonna have disagreements. You're gonna clash heads. You're gonna have days where you don't get along. You're gonna have days where you probably need space from that person, and that's what some people just don't understand. Like, just because you see two people who look like the perfect, happy, always, couple, it's not that. And if it is, there's probably something going on. I mean, if you ask me, if you really think you're supposed to have a perfect relationship, you're gonna have something going on secretly. Because if you truly care about that person, you should probably have days where it's not good. And if you don't, you probably have somebody on the side, so nothing's going to bother you. Um, Nothing's going to make you mad because you truly probably don't care. If a person is out, you're not going to. It's funny. If you don't care about your significant other being out, and you probably have somebody on the side that you're with while they're out. So if you're not calling them up, telling them no every once in a while, or questioning who they're out with and what they're going to be doing. I mean, what does that tell you? We gotta really think. That's why I said, man, we gotta put in work. A relationship takes work. If you really want it to work, you put in some effort and you actually think about these things. And for the married people in their relationships, the infidelity that I've experienced, that I've seen, I mean, I guess when you're married, you shouldn't leave. I mean, because when you take vows, I don't know what that's like, but it's scary to me because I take being married seriously, because to me, when you're married, that's it. That's why I don't. That's why for the people who get married, I don't know how they can remarry. Because to me, when you marry somebody and you give them your last name, y'all are forever bonded. To me, that's what marriage is like. So for the married relationships, I can't talk about, because I'm not in any way, shape, or form fulfilled with any type of knowledge in that aspect. So, but relationships take work, and we aren't putting in any type of work at all to make relationships work. So we can't sit here and wonder what's going on. How come I'm not getting this, or how come this ain't happening, and this and this and this and this. A lot of people who complain about what they're not getting, they're not even giving in the first place. So the complaining part, it's just annoying. But this is about relationships, people. And I spoke about experiences. I've spoken about what I've seen. I've spoken about what I've heard, and that's the type of knowledge I can fill you with for this 20 minutes that I've been up on here. So hopefully it worked, and hopefully somebody can agree with what I've said. But I got out of my little comfort zone, like I always tell you, and I had to talk about it. So this is relationships, and this is Mind, Muscle, Spirit Motivation. Like, subscribe, share. Until next time, we're going to keep this thing going. We're going to keep this thing moving. I'm going to keep giving you my knowledge, and I'm going to keep on making somebody happy, giving somebody motivation. Until next time, hey, we out. Peace.
Don't discuss your partner's mistakes with your family, because you'll forgive them, but your family will not forgive them.